Hey kids, we're back. It's another Crazy Pants episode of Revisiting Sunnydale. I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella.
We are back and sweating in the hot box because it's Indian summer or something like that here
I'll
in
take
Pittsburgh.
it.
It's still so hot.
I'll take it because we're going to be like, damn, it's
I
cold.
know it, exactly. We're going to be really, really pissy in a couple months here about how cold and gross it is.
Where's your space heater? I need a blanket.
It's so cold. It's like, yeah, we're going to be like recording episodes remotely probably because Marcella's going to be snowed in.
Yes. It happens every year. Every year.
Underneath blankets and whatnot. So, yeah. But, you know, we're taking the September heat, I guess, with a... God, it's so hot. Yeah, this is what's happening. So, again, the show's 20 years old. It's going to be spoilers. The best thing for you to do, the best way to listen to our show is to watch the show, then listen to our show.
Yeah.
Welcome to all you newbies. There's been a lot of you funneling through. Thanks, guys, for listening. And if you haven't done so already, please like our Facebook page, Revisiting Sunnydale, and follow us on Twitter at Back2Sunnydale. And you can also rate and review us on iTunes, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, and Player FM. And also subscribe on whichever of those platforms is your favorite. So, we have a bunch of stuff here to get into before we get into actual show. First and foremost, though, Marcella, apparently you've gone to MegaCon.
I'm going.
Oh, you're going to MegaCon.
Yes.
Okay.
Next week.
And when who? And
How do
who?
I prepare
Yes. And
for Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
I'm so jealous.
I don't even know
So jealous.
what. Like, I don't know.
What do you do?
Kind of
No,
picture?
seriously.
Do I do the side picture? Do I do a, oh, how cute? Do I do a, you're so hot? I don't know. I'm going to walk up and be like, hi.
You're going to lick him. This is
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to get arrested.
That's what your photo is going to be.
Yeah.
You licking Jeffrey.
Is he going to
Dean
be
Morgan.
full beard?
Is he going to have his sunglasses on? Because that's going to
Right.
be annoying if he
Yeah.
does.
Unless you want that to happen like we did with our Norman Reedus and Michael Rooker picture, and then Norman Reedus put him in his shirt. Really? All of us have sunglasses. So you don't see the theme that's happening here, Reedus? You're not picking it up?
Social cues, Norm.
Right.
Social cues.
Right. That's why your ass got bit. And Walker Stalker.
Because you don't pay attention to the room.
You don't read the room. So I'm very excited about that. And
Oh,
Peter Capaldi.
So wait. Okay, so this is next week.
Next week.
And so far, everything, knock on wood,
Everything
is still
good. Yep.
on target.
Yep.
It's in Florida.
Yeah. Tampa.
And Tampa's still there.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That almost happened last time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, my God. I cannot wait to hear about this.
I'm so
See
excited.
what happened.
I'll be posting pictures.
What happened was, officer.
I'm staying at the hotel that's right across the street. That all of some will be in that.
Crime stockage.
Yep. I'll be in that bar
Oh, yeah.
every evening.
Waiting,
Yeah.
watching,
Hello.
wanting.
Hello. Jeffrey's only there one day. He's only there Saturday.
Oh, really?
And he's not even doing a panel.
Really?
What the fuck?
He's just going to pop in for, make a couple $1,000
You know,
bucks?
ever since Norm spoiled Beth, they don't really let them talk anymore. Like, the last time I was going to MegaCon, you had to submit your questions ahead of time
Oh, really?
for the Walking Dead panel. And they selected some
Wow.
to be answered.
Wow.
And now he's not even doing a panel at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess they're shutting
You've
it down.
done other shit.
Yeah.
I would love to hear about your time on Supernatural or you being on Angel.
Like, we don't have to talk about
Right.
about Walking Dead at all because, quite frankly, you know what, guys? It's kind of a tired subject.
Oh, that bus needs to slow down.
Please be
I
the
wanna
last
get
season.
off.
Please be the last season. Please be the last season. Please
really-
be the last season.
I hate saying that, but I really want to. I need to get off this bus.
I'm so this is gonna get worse before it gets better. And
I need an outcome.
yes.
I mean, this has been a couple years now, and there's no solution. You're not finding. Nobody's out there looking for a cure, or at least just to get rid of them.
Yeah, all in one.
But it's all airborne, so
yeah. I don't know. But
I need to
anywho's
find a
all-
rocket. So then my dilemma is, his autograph is $100,
How much is the photo?
$125.
Yikes.
That's personal physical contact is what you're paying for.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I feel like, yeah, you're just gonna have to forego the autograph.
I guess yeah. Unless he ends up being so charming that I need another 30 seconds. But is $100 too much to pay for that Southern
Well,
drawl?
How many other people are you trying to see there?
Just Peter Capaldi and Billy and Pearl Mackie from Doctor Who.
Well, I feel like, it might
Right.
weigh out okay.
Yeah.
You'll feel what's right when you get there. You'll know. Like if he's a jerk face and you're like, wow,
Nah, I'll be like, nah.
never mind. But
Yeah.
if he's a charming bastard and he swaggers his way
Yep.
deeper into your heart, then more
That's
than
what
likely,
happened with a couple celebrities.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you go in, and you're like, I'm not gonna pay any more than blah blah blah, and then
Right.
you're like,
Why do I not need the selfie at the booth? And I paid. Don't do selfies at your booth, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm telling because
nope. That's what got me enamored with old Eugene from Walking Dead, and I don't know why Josh McDermott
Yeah.
and Cudlitz, because they were so fucking personable,
Yeah.
and so sweet and so nice and funny, and did all like the
bursts.
Yes, the bursts of selfies.
Yep. I have about 10 different shots with Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with Sean Patrick Flannery.
Right.
And those are good pictures too. Every person he takes, but they're like stunning. I don't know how he
Exactly.
does it.
I guess you take enough selfies.
I guess.
Like you take like 1,000 selfies a day, then you learn.
But he has
something.
chemistry with every person he's in a picture with. It's insane. You're like, oh, that's what a lovely photo.
You guys look like you've been friends for how long have you been friends?
That's
Like,
so
just,
lovely.
Just met him.
Flattering angles as well, not like under your chin.
Right.
He's really good.
So yeah, you guys also have a thing in photography. If you want to do that, Sean, Josh, and Michael.
Yeah.
That is,
So if you're going to MegaCon,
find Marcella.
find me. I'll probably be wearing this retro Captain America dress
Oh, cute.
that I found.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm going to have some of our cards and
Nice.
yeah.
Aw. Well, have fun. Be safe, and
Thank you.
don't get arrested.
Yeah.
Don't get caught. Basically, I
Yeah.
can't tell you to be good. Just
Yeah.
don't get caught.
I'm not fast. I don't run fast. So I'll probably get caught.
Just make sure you have an out. You have exits, or
Yeah.
at least a good excuse.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have Tourette's. I don't know.
Diabetic.
What?
Blood sugar's
just
low.
Faint, basically, just pass out.
That'd be in the peak.
Are they gone yet? Yeah. Did they catch it? Did they leave it? All right. So, also, if you have been on our Facebook page and I think Twitter as well, we have put a call out for some of you good folks to call us because we really want that to happen. We like hearing from you, and not many of you take us up on that offer. I think y'all don't think that we're serious when we say that we want to hear from you.
Yeah,
and
we're
that
really
we'll-
serious.
And that we'll play it on the air. Well, a new listener, Maureen, she took us up on the offer, and we are also giving out stuff. If you call us,
Yeah.
then we pick you, then you will get some stuff, some swag, some revisiting Sunnydale stuff. So congratulations, Maureen, you're going to get some stuff, and we're about to listen to your call. All right, hopefully I have everything hooked up properly. Let's give it a whirl.
Hello, ladies. My name is Maureen. I stumbled across your podcast here a couple weeks ago, and I love it. You guys are hilarious to listen to. The crazy bag of cats reference to Drusilla cracks me up every time. I find your podcast insightful and entertaining. I listen while I'm at work, and I'm constantly laughing and making comments out loud to where my coworkers are looking at me strange. I love Dan's comments too, so much that I want Dan to teach my husband how to be a Buffy fan so that he would appreciate it the way I do. I guess my only question I would have is if you guys want to travel around. I'm over on the West Coast. And if you did travel, would you have other, I guess, enthusiasts like myself? Like, could I come be on your podcast, or can we just maybe watch some episodes? And, you guys have the same thoughts that I have about Buffy, and I love that. Keep up the great work. I am doing my best to get caught up. I am in season 3, so I am really far behind, and I just can't skip forward. I want to hear it all. So keep up the great work. I love you guys. Thank you.
I love it.
All right, thank you, Maureen, so
Thank
much.
you, Maureen.
So you guys may have missed a little bit of that toward the end. She was cutting out a little bit. Basically, she's asking if we have podcast, we'll travel. And yes, we have, Maureen. We have gone to a couple of cons and done a live podcast. Awesome Con in DC.
Yeah.
And I think that was the only one.
Yeah, I don't think
we've been there twice. Is that what it was?
We've been to Wizard World twice and Awesome Con once.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, we would totally love to come out to the West Coast and
hint, hint, WhedonCon.
yeah,
Looking at you.
So
WhedonCon.
yeah, WhedonCon, I hear, is something that happens on the West Coast. A convention celebrating the works of Whedon, if you will.
Wink.
And
Nudge.
it would be super cool if we could get invited to that convention. I
Yeah.
hear it happens in May. So if anybody out there wants to see us there, bug them.
Let them know.
Tell them, get
Yes.
us there. Get
Yes.
us there.
That'd be amazing.
And we would happily do a
Yeah.
live podcast and happily have listeners on.
We actually had a winner at the second Wizard World. We gave away
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
opportunity, but
She never contacted
No.
us. So also, yeah, we would even, if you want really want to be on the show, we could probably Skype you in
Yeah.
and you can just go ahead and do that. So
that could be an upcoming contest.
yeah, we can try that out. So yes, we do want to travel around to some more conventions and whatnot, or just have the opportunity to do a live podcast here or there, other places. We like to travel. We like
Yeah.
to bop around.
Yep.
And I think, and as far as, getting your husband to to appreciate it more, luckily mine came with it. Like Dan,
Yeah.
he was already primed and ready, so I can't take too much credit for that.
No, but I wonder if we could get Dan to do like a 90-second video with like the top 5 ways for a dude to love Buffy.
I think that's a good idea.
And we could post it on the Facebook page.
Oh, he would totally be down for that. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll work on that.
Yeah.
And then maybe, that's how to get your significant other to properly enjoy Buffy or whatnot, or how they can get into it. So we'll try to work something like that out for
Yeah.
Jan to do.
And Maureen, we will send you a private message on Facebook so you can give us all your deets.
Yeah, so where we could send your swag.
Yep.
And thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for calling and taking the time out to leave a voicemail message. And welcome to the club, I guess, of the podcast club, because apparently I'm sure you've been a Buffy fan forever.
Yeah.
But welcome to our podcast, our club of podcasts. And speaking of us traveling, I mean, we're not going to travel that far, but we
right down the street.
we will be having an appearance, if you
Yeah.
will. International Podcast Day happens every year, September 30th. And this year, Pittsburgh, where our home base is, where we live, they are having a Pittsburgh PodCon, and it's happening at Spirit in Lawrenceville. If you're in Pittsburgh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's 242 51st Street. So Marcel and I will be there.
Yep.
This is happening. Oh, wow. It's going on. It's
Like
going on
real
till-
soon.
It's going on in a couple weeks, and it happens from 5 to 10 p.m. I didn't realize it was that long of a day.
That's my limit is 9. I gotta get out by 9 so I can be in bed by 10. Why does stuff go so late?
I'm pretty sure Marcel and I will probably only be there tonight. But-
Unless everybody wants to come and see us. And
Yeah,
then-
and unless we're having
stay.
such a great time,
Yes.
So come out, please, and see us. We'll have a table. I will be on a panel, apparently talking junk, and but there's going to be a whole bunch of other podcasts represented from the area as well there. So it'll be a good time. Come check out some of your favorite Pittsburgh podcasts, and this is something that was created by Sorgatron Media and the River's Edge. They're working together to make this convention happen. And and it's been officially recognized by the International Podcast Day.
It's exciting.
Which, this is super cool. So hopefully this will get some more listeners. Hopefully we'll get to see a lot of you fine folks. And, just hang out and talk. Oh, we'll also have, more stuff to give away.
Yeah.
Because anytime we go out in public, we have to make sure we give away stuff because of all those
Lovely.
geek subscription boxes we used to
Lovely
get.
things we love.
We have a lot of stuff.
I got a bin.
We got a bin full of stuff. Yeah, I also have a bin.
Maybe we should get a wheel.
I thought about
Like a
that.
spinny wheel.
It seems like a lot, but
does.
I don't know. We'll see what we can.
We want to be the fun podcast table.
Yeah.
Not the, hey, do you know about science? Let me tell you. Not that those ones aren't great as
No,
well.
those are also very useful.
But-
have you heard about Buffy?
I want to be the fun table.
Yeah, we want to have a good time. I don't know. Maybe there'll be shots involved.
No, we're going to have to get candy, too.
Oh, yeah.
Band candy. Where can
Dawn.
we get band candy?
I'm sure there's someplace online that you can get band candy. I'm almost positive.
Whose child needs some band candy bought that we can just buy?
Or that kid can just come and hang out and just
Yes.
sell their band candy at our booth. So, I mean, there's that. If you have a kid that's selling band candy and they want to come
Yeah,
out and sell
I
it at
love
our
it.
booth, we will totally approve and appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into this week's podcast. No Place
Yes.
Like Home, Season 5, Episode 5, original air date October 24th, 2000, written by Doug Petrie, directed by David Solomon. Buffy looks for a mystical source behind her mother's illness, but finds out more than she bargained for. Our important guest stars this week are Amber Benson as Tara, Emma Caulfield as Anya, Christine Sutherland as Joyce, Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn. She's not a guest at this point. She's in the credits.
She's a regular.
Yeah, Claire Kramer as Glory. Although we don't find out her name yet. And then Charlie Weber's Ben.
I can't think of him as Ben. He's not Ben anymore. 'Cause Ben sucks. Ben sucks and Frank is it.
Frank is in. Ben is out. Frank is in. So yeah, not Ben. Frank. No, we're starting off with monks running from something 2 months ago and performing a ritual.
I don't like flashbacks that have no bearing on where I am. Just random ass flashbacks.
Yeah, it's just all they tell us is 2 months ago.
Couldn't we have done this earlier?
Who gives a shit? Like,
Right.
Like this scene literally could have happened at the beginning of the season.
Of the season.
Right.
Or of the Dawn episode.
Right.
The Real Me episode.
Yeah.
Could have right there and then.
Yep.
But no, you tried to tease us out a little. We don't care.
It's not that big of a
No.
deal. So they're running from stuff, and then they're like chanting, and they're running from some. Okay, so in the present day, Buffy
who
is
cares?
fighting a random vamp, and I guess she's just in some warehouse area or
Yeah.
something like that.
Which new map areas pop up all the time in Sunnydale. I don't know where they came from, but they're all of a sudden new and
just abandoned, really.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anything is happening there or has happened in this
No.
warehouse for a long time. So something has closed recently.
it's definitely not Spike and Drusilla's factory.
No, it's a different.
Which would be a nice callback.
Yeah, why not? Like, okay, but there's a security guard there to protect it, nonetheless.
Sad security guard.
And he's just, I guess, what his job has been consisting of is telling a bunch of ravers that the party has moved or.
Take your goofballs elsewhere, kids. I don't get you. He's so nice to her. He's just like,
He just wants a little human connection, I guess.
but my God, the size of his flashlight. It's this big. It's comically
It's like-
long.
Yeah, it's.
It's a murder weapon.
Sir, it doesn't need to be this large.
How many batteries? D batteries.
It's about 18 D batteries right there.
And then for whatever reason, he finds a glow ball and decides to give it to Buffy.
Well, to be fair, that is absolutely something that will be found at a rave.
Sure. It kind of looks like an egg, but
Seriously.
and even Buffy's just kind of like,
Okay.
all right, that's weird.
It's just glowing, and he's like, "Ah, you kids."
Yeah, well, he's like, what is that? Hey, what is that?
And she's like, "I'll let you know when I find out," and leaves with it. What?
You want to get my number? How you gonna let me know?
Or that's not
You
yours?
don't have to pun all the time, Buffy.
No.
You have to be sarcastic and cynical all the time, Buffy.
You can just walk away and say
Yes.
thanks. That's all.
I love these. Might be my favorite opening credits across.
They are
I
good
just
ones.
love this season's opening credits. Best scenes. Everybody, Spike's part is
It's very gritty. Very
so good.
so good. So this episode begins basically the main story arc of the season and is revealing the truth about Dawn, and we get an introduction to Old Glory. Even though it does take a couple episodes before we actually find out her name.
We start with Buffy being domestic.
She's being super nice, and apparently she's made her mom a piece of French toast.
That looks delicious.
A piece of French toast.
Just one piece.
Who eats one piece of
One
French
singular piece of French toast. But since when could Buffy cook?
I don't know.
How's she even figure out how to turn the stove on?
I have a feeling that French toast wasn't battered. Like, I feel like she just put
she
a piece of
toasted
bread. Yeah, she toasted a piece of bread on the skillet and just hopes for the best. Like she'll put syrup on it or whatever. So she's making this little, eat in bed tray for her mom, breakfast in bed.
Because Mom doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Joyce is not feeling her best.
Okay.
She looks great, though.
She does. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to make it through.
And Dawn is mutzing around there, like klutzing about, and Buffy's like, "Don't touch anything and don't fuck anything up," and she's dropping
Immediately.
stuff. Okay, Dawn, and Joyce comes in and like, "Oh, hey, thanks, girls," and Dawn takes all the credit.
Dawn does what every younger sibling has done at some point. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Buffy helped. I didn't help, which Joyce takes. Oh,
takes
I'm
the
sure.
wrong way. No. What I'm saying
What-
is,
yeah,
no, that
no.
would have continued. Like, no, she just got here.
Uh-huh.
I have been working on this for quite some time. I went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I asked the next door neighbor how to make French toast.
I have mom hair. Do you not see my mom hair? I took time to do mom hair
Exactly.
for you.
There is batter in my in my hair.
And a lot of blush. Why is her so much blush?
Oh boy. So this is an interesting scene. So as Dawn takes all the credit, Buffy's starting to feel some kind of way, per usual. And then Joyce is just like basically like loving up on Dawn. They're getting they're real buddy, and
It's really sweet.
it is. And there's like just something like really simple. She starts talking about, she just mentions book club tonight. And she's like, yeah. And just like how the
Buffy's
way
like,
it's such a throwaway,
"You
but
have
the
a
way that
book
it's said,
club?"
yeah, just the way that it's said, it's just like, this is something that's been going on for a while. And Buffy's like, what?
Yeah.
You guys have a book club? They're like, yeah. No explanation.
Nope. She calls Dawn her little pumpkin belly. And Buffy's all like, oh, did you have any
Nope.
nicknames for me? Nope.
Nope.
You were always just Buffy.
But Buffy's kind of a nickname.
Right.
In itself.
Right. Because that's not a name. That is not a name.
No.
But you can tell Buffy's really hurt.
She
sh-
is.
But she's got to go to the magic box because it's Giles' opening day, which we're going to get there in a second. But she's going to go, and she wants Joyce to rest and just feel better.
But Dawn has other plans. She's like, hey, you can look over my homework.
And I've got a bajillion board game. No, let's go.
So reluctantly, Buffy takes Dawn with her.
Yeah. Which apparently in like 10 seconds time, we find out she apparently just tried. How fast did you run, Buffy? Or
tried
were
to
you
ditch her.
walking? Yeah, because she said, I told you you couldn't ditch me.
She like rolls up, she's out of breath.
Out of breath. But prior to that, we get what is probably one of my top 5 moments ever on this show.
It is a beautiful, beautiful, like, she walks into the store, and there's Giles, happy as a fucking lamb with his wizard's cloak and
oh so tall hat.
4-foot hat, pointy
I don't know
hat.
how that hat.
He looks like Mickey Mouse in Fantasia.
He does. And he's got this little smile.
He's so proud of himself. So proud of himself. And she just stares at him.
And he keeps smiling.
And she just keeps staring like, come on, Giles. Giles.
And eventually,
Giles.
the hat comes off.
And he tucks it all away. Like the amount of judgment and shame that
Yep.
Buffy manages to convey
With
just,
not a word.
just a look.
Yep.
Just several looks. And then Giles is, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna put this away.
And immediately, Dawn, which this confuses me because you've been here while the whole store was being built, and she's all like, oh, Mr. Giles, all the magic junk. And he actually says, our new slogan. But she's insulting him right away because she's like, when does it open, to customers?
Dawn.
Since 9 a.m., bitch. That's when. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, I'm not feeling nervous at all
No.
about this venture.
Life venture that
Yeah,
I've taken.
Just like, put in all sorts of my life savings in this and
Which we all know he had to do because you spent a whole season doing nothing.
nothing.
Not even working at Walmart as a greeter.
No,
Nothing.
There was nothing that was going on. Like he didn't even no.
Could have worked at the espresso pump.
Right?
College professor, adjunct professor. I don't know.
Yeah, he could have got a job. Come on, Giles. Come on. I'm sure there was room for you somewhere as an adjunct something. So, they're there, and then Willow does show up, and on the contrary, she is super jazzed about Giles's,
Where's your cloak and hat?
which apparently, I'm assuming she had something to do with
Probably
it.
picked it out.
They
talked
had
him
an
into it.
extensive conversation about it at some point.
Now, what's weird to me about this is that Willow and Riley show up together.
Yeah, I was really confused by that too. It's like,
Could I have gotten a shot of they just arrived and
Yeah.
walked in the door together?
yeah, because I don't think
Now
that,
I need to know why they're
like, where were you guys coming from?
Right.
I mean, was this just accident,
Right.
coincidental that you just said, "Oh, hey, you're here too"? Yes, all right. Or did Riley's like, "I'll swing by and pick you up
Yeah.
tomorrow on your what?"
weird small talk in the car about cheese.
So awkward. That's so awkward.
Like, how did they get there? And then again, here comes Dawn again.
Acting brand fucking new.
Right.
Like, seriously?
Right.
So she just comes in and just starts talking about all this shit that Buffy told her in confidence, I'm
Yep.
assuming, or she overheard.
She overheard.
Buffy saying about Riley and him being weak and cute and kittenish and how she needs to protect him now. But just in front of everybody. Just
Front of
right
everybody.
there. Just la la la, whatever. And then everyone's all uncomfortable.
Read the room.
Everyone is just like,
That's the moral of the story, kids. If you learn anything from today's episode, read the room.
and everybody's just said Buffy's trying to clean it up, and she's like, "No, this is what you." And then everybody looks at her when she's done, and they're, "What? What?"
What do you mean, what? Go sit in the corner. Don't touch anything. So Riley's like, you still got that room all set up in the back? You mean the room we just opened last episode? Yes. It's
No, I took it down. Don't be dumb, Riley.
Go in the back.
Don't be dumb.
How many episodes you got? Go in the back. So he's going to go hit some things.
Because he's feeling sorry for himself again.
Yeah.
And
And she
is
does.
going to be a running theme for a while.
It is. And it gets worse and worse, and I care about it less and less each episode. So she tells Dawn to go sit in the corner, basically, not to touch anything, while she complains to Willow. Mm-hmm. And she fucking breaks something. You hear her in the back as something breaks. And she says, oops.
Why did the monks make her so terrible?
The pain on Buffy's face of restraining herself from choking this
I
child.
want to bust her ass. That's all I'm assuming that Buffy is thinking.
And Willow's like, I feel so bad for her because she's such a spaz. First of all, it is the year 2000 and Willow's bringing out spaz. But she is.
She is. She's a fucking. It's not
She
her fault.
is- no,
She's a fucking mess.
She is a mess.
She's a hot mess.
Yeah.
And I don't remember being that much of a spaz at 14.
And what was in the spell? Like you said, where the monk's like, we're going to make this bitch a hot mess.
Or was it just like it was quick? Like it was really fast. Like they were
This is
in
what
a
a
hurry.
14-year-old girl
This is right. Yeah, these are monks, grown ass men,
Right.
who haven't had sex. I'm assuming, so they don't know what the fuck a 14-year-old girl is like.
They're just throwing shit in a bowl.
Yeah, sure. Unicorns. They like that stuff. Pink glitter.
Yeah.
Guess what?
And out comes
Hot sugar.
this
candy.
hot mess that is Dawn. So they get home and find poor Joyce
Ugh.
on the couch. And they're really worried. And she's like, no, it's okay. I just need my prescription.
Yep.
So Buffy asks her if the if the hospital pharmacy is still open. Apparently Joyce just knows yes, it is without looking at anything.
No.
And she's like, okay, 10 minutes. She said 10 minutes. So we cut to Frank.
Frank in
Hello.
the hospital.
Hello, early Frank. Pubescent Frank.
Pubescent Frank, and he's like, now he's got security guard. Well, first of all, I would just like to point out how ridiculous the conversation that takes place with them.
The dialogue's terrible.
It is. Not to mention the circumstances. So Buffy is coming out of the pharmacy. She runs into Ben restraining a patient on
With two other,
two other orderlies or whatever.
maybe a nurse and an orderly, stops
They all stop.
They all
Like,
stop.
They're wheeling them down the
Yeah.
way, and they all stop.
because he wants to talk to Buffy.
I need to chat up this chica real quick.
Yeah. What?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm pretty sure you have a full ass job to be
Right.
doing right now. Really much more important than your little chit chat with Buffy.
Uh-huh.
Because you didn't even really get to her mom until like after.
Right. And after he said she had some serious muscles for a girl.
Boo.
Boo. Boo. Boo on the dialogue and boo on the delivery. And I will bring up yet again, you said 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Mom needs that prescription.
There's no way this whole thing would have taken 10 minutes
No.
unless that hospital's right across the street.
Right. I don't like it.
This is selfish, Buffy.
She's always selfish. This is not a conversation you need to be having right now.
No.
And it's not even, she doesn't even recognize the security guard until he says, they come at you through your family.
Right.
Huh?
Arr?
What?
Oh, hey.
Goofball. Hey. She did slam his ass down on that
Oh, yeah. With her muscles.
with her muscles. But still.
She takes off, and then we take to the monk. Again, now he's by himself, and he's chanting in a warehouse. And it looks like he has blueprints. Mm-hmm. So...
Is he still building Dawn? Is that why she's such a mess? He wasn't done yet?
That would make sense. That would be really helpful for
Yeah.
me to know that, if that were the case.
And then the door gets kicked in.
Like we are thinking that, oh my God, what is on the other side of this thing? Like, it's huge. Like, this is there's so much power. And I don't know if it's a door, if it's a wall, but it's like
It's
steel
both.
or aluminum, and the whole damn thing comes down. And only to reveal this tiny little girl. Or do we...
It's a
Yeah.
tiny little
Yeah,
blonde
it's a
woman in
tiny
a red
little-
dress. A beautiful red dress with beautiful
tiny
bouncy
woman.
blonde hair.
Tiny. Teeny tiny.
And she's like, hey, there you are. I was looking for you. And she's so... I'm like, well, you're delightful.
They're like, oh, okay, let's see where this goes. All right.
All right. Hello, Big Bad for the season. I've been seeing pictures of you for months now. I've wondered what you would be like. And then we go back to the magic box, where Anya is just... She's out of money and complaining, and she just walks into the store and she's like, your product is grossly overpriced. To the whole store.
To the whole damn store. Giles has made his first sale. But yes, Anya's talking about how she's almost out of money.
How much money did you conjure yourself when you first came to Sunnydale?
Thank you. So is that what we're going with?
That's what I'm gonna, yeah, that's what my brain has decided, because she's not worked a day.
Right. So, I mean, yeah. So I always assume that any immortal being in any of these movies, TV, books, that they are always just stealing money.
Right.
And just, killing people to live in grand houses and not really paying for anything.
Right.
That's what I always
Yeah.
assume. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that where Anya's concerned. And so I guess, she's human. She hasn't had a chance to re-up.
Yeah. She set herself up nicely when she did the original spell.
Right.
You know.
And so now she's running out of it. And, she said she's never had to afford things
Yeah.
before.
She's freaking out.
Which, yeah.
Welcome to the struggle.
adulthood.
Yeah.
Welcome to adulthood, my friend. Them student loans creeping up on that ass
Ooh.
after graduation.
I'm so close. I'm so close to being done.
Oh, man.
So for whatever reason, Buffy comes in and she tells them about the security guard being crazy and how she's going to go hunting. She's going to go hunt and kill.
Hunt and kill.
Hunt and kill.
She's got a very loose theory that this Dagosphere, or the spear, is what's making her mom sick.
Yeah.
And I like the moment where she's like, I think this is what's making my mom sick. And they all just kind of step back like, ah. And it's also weird. She's like, oh, it's not going to hurt us. I had it
all
on
night."
me all night.
You're the slayer.
How does that come to us?
Right.
And if, okay.
This is not scientific evidence,
No.
Buffy.
Thanks, Buff.
At this point, we don't know her name. And the closed captions just had her listed as female demon.
Yeah.
It just said female demon. And so she's tied the monk up, and she's got stilettos on, and she's prancing around him, just talking. And she's batshit crazy. You want to talk about a bag of cats.
Yeah, this one's gone. So gone.
And it gets worse.
Fast.
As she's talking to him, she devolves. Mummy's talking. She loses her shit right in front of him later. I mean, it happens a little bit later, I think.
Yeah, but like we're really ramping up to it.
Yeah.
Like she's asking him about a key. Where's this key? I need it, blah, blah, blah. And then we see this kind of off in the back. There's another dude that she's got captive back there, too. I don't know.
I didn't know who he was.
I don't know, but he starts to talk later. So she's like ramping up to this crazy pan. She goes on her little rant where she just really lets loose. And there's something about Little Miss Muffin on a tuffet or some
She's
shit.
being really weird. She's just caressing the man.
Oh, yeah. This is doing the whole, I don't know.
It's
She's-
weird.
She's fucking crazy, and I can't. It took me like the entire rest of the season. I still haven't decided if I like the way that Claire Kramer portrayed, because there's moments where it's like, okay, yeah, I can get on board with this. But there's a lot of times like this is really over the top, and I don't.
But she sells it.
Yeah.
I think she sells it. Because I try to imagine anyone else doing it, and it would just come off as like a caricature of a crazy person. She actually sells to me that she is insane.
No, this broad's crazy.
But yes, she's talking about Little Miss Muffet and the Tuffet, which we've heard before.
Right? That's like Faith. In the dream or something,
Yeah.
one of the dreams before Dawn arrives. So this guy, the other guy that's being held captive, the monk's not giving up the information. The other guy's being held captive is like, please, I have a family, I have a wife, her name is Sabrina or whatever the fuck. And then she's like, I don't give a
Monk's like,
and so finally, you know, at the height of her crazy pantedness, this crazy rant, then she's just like, oh, and she sticks her fingers in this dude's head.
thing of nightmares. Thing of nightmares. She's brain sucker.
She's sucking his brains.
Yep. Welcome to the brain sucker. No one said that was on the menu. No one ever told. You know what? You guys are demon hunters. Can read more books.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to research these things all the time.
As they come.
Yes. You should just be like, brain sucker?
Yeah. I don't know why anybody didn't, why there wasn't just like a comprehensive, just
Yeah.
a database.
Which Cordelia tries to build
Yes.
on Angel.
Monsters.
Demons. Because she apparently had the same idea.
Right. So Cordy is the one that comes up with it eventually, and y'all bitches don't want, like, still throughout the whole entire series, there's
Right.
never just like a chart.
No.
It's just a little cross reference.
Right.
Just something like, yeah,
At the beginning of this season, Giles was having Willow scan all of his stuff.
What
Why?
happened?
What for? Do you use it? Even when she's researching this Dagon sphere, she's looking in books.
like a million of them.
What?
So we go back to the magic box, which is jumping, but Giles he can't hang. He's not down.
He's so upset.
He's freaking the fuck out.
He is freaking out.
There's like a lot of.
They want things.
There's so many of them. There's so many.
And everybody's pitching in, which, except for Xander, who's sitting on his ass. Not
Buffy too.
Yeah.
Buffy's just doing her like reading. Like, okay, that's fine. I understand you have stuff to do, but why do it right up here?
Right.
There's a whole room in the back.
Right.
And whatever happened to Riley? Did he stick around?
He's still in the back hitting shit. Nobody's checked on him. No one. Not a person. And for whatever reason, Willow decides to gift wrap something. Some woman asks her if they have gift wrapping, and she's like, do we have?
Sure.
Sure. Finds out they do. And then she goes over to Anya, and she's like, does this look right?
And it doesn't.
No.
This is like, Willow has never wrapped a gift in her life.
But she's the smartest person in the room,
Why can't
except
she-
for Giles. You know shapes.
What?
This isn't hard.
She's just like wrapping tissue paper around the object and wrapping tape around that.
Yeah.
And then like twisting it on top like a Tootsie Pop.
Yep.
Like a Tootsie Roll.
And Anya, ever the blunt one, asks her if she wrapped it with her feet, or says yes, it's okay if you wrapped it with your feet. She takes it and rewraps it.
Yeah. Straight up. It's bad. It's
And-
real bad.
That's when we learn about the cute little demon with his stockings.
I kind of missed a lot of that, but I know the gist was some French dude who used to use spell to see spells.
Yeah.
This is what Anya suggests to Buffy. If you think something's putting a spell on your mom, then maybe you should do a spell to see spell. And so that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Just going to go into a trance.
And Riley comes over, and Buffy's pretty much like, yeah, that's great. I need to do this. You can.
Which, that wasn't right. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming she made him just go buy all that stuff or help her kid. Like, why was he? I don't
He does deliver it. I think he does deliver it. So, like, what?
So it's just
Was
like-
he still in the back, though?
But she was just there, though. Why would
She
why
went
would she?
home.
This is what I'm. So she's having trouble finding Riley a job to do to make him feel important. She's at the magic box when they suggest that she does a spell. So does she go home
Yes.
and then call Riley and be like, "Yo, I need you, to, pick
me up
these
this stuff."
things from the magic box where I just was." Okay, sure.
And he does.
He does
Because
and-
he was probably still in the back.
And then so she's like still trying to find him a job to make him feel important. She's like, oh, I got lots to do. You can light some incense and there's some chanting and sand. And he's like, all right, look, I know you don't need me. Well, what she really could have done was let him stay there
Right.
and act as her anchor.
Right.
Just because you're doing a trance that you've never done before.
Right.
By yourself.
By yourself. You might have wanted one of your magic capable friends.
Yeah. Like if you were going
Like
to have
Willow
Willow or
or-
Tara be there, at least let Riley.
At least let your boyfriend.
So he goes off and not being useful.
He leaves like a, oh, okay.
Okay, I guess just call me when you're done.
Yeah. Call me when you need me. She don't need you. That's why she doesn't call you.
Ever.
And then Dawn is like, what are you doing in there? And Buffy responds with, my boyfriend, go away. That's not appropriate. That's not an appropriate response. No. So then Dawn tries to burst her way into the room.
And she's like, I'm going to tell. And Buffy's like, fine. Tell.
Yeah.
Go.
Go.
Just go.
She's like, I smell your stinky incense. Buffy takes the towel and stuffs it under the door.
Now please leave.
Please leave. So she goes back to her spell, and can I just point out that she sits cross-legged on the floor so easily, like just sit. Do you know how long it takes me to sit down that way on the floor? Like there's negotiating that. Am I going to put my arm down
Which-
front way or
yeah.
back? She just
Which leg is the dominant leg
Right.
that's going to hold
She
on?
didn't put her hands down first. She just sat down.
Nah, fuck you. SMG.
Yeah. And every time I watch this episode, I think about that. I'm like, man, it's so bendy. I'm
Yeah.
not that bendy. I don't like sitting on the floor.
Hurts my back.
You got to drop to a knee first. But no, she just pops on the
Damn
floor.
near sprawl out.
Yep.
And try to like fold yourself back up in a proper way.
Then when you try to get up, you're not just going to stand up like she does.
No. Plus there's now there's all sorts of noises that
Right.
accompany it.
Do I
Cracks,
roll over first?
like, come up in a push
Crawl to the wall? The
Ask for
nearest piece of
assistance.
furniture.
Like, someone please grab my arm.
Texting people from your phone. Please come help me out. Dogs licking your face.
You're like doing the back crawl up to your couch.
Yep.
Just trying to. Oh god. 40.
So fully tranced Buffy is walking around her house, and I don't like this camera style at all. The washed out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, all right, sure, fine. We're just to signify that she's in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
So she's walking around the house, and she finally sees her mom, and she's still like kind of all tranced. And her mom
Joyce
was like,
got some curls going.
she's like, I'm feeling good. I'm on my way out. Deuces.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
and she also says something. She's like, Buffy, you kind of look tired,
You
or.
seem a little out of it.
But then she also says something about how grown up she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And Buffy's just like, what the fuck is going on with that picture?
so there's nothing that she sees around Joyce to
Nothing.
signify that there's a spell happening, but she notices there's some Marty McFly business going on with the family photos, and Dawn is like disappearing, like coming in and out of the
Yep.
photos. And she's like, the fuck? So she goes up to Dawn's room and goes in, and it starts to do the same thing. Like her stuff starts to disappear.
Oh, this is some bad green screen too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like,
Real bad with Dawn's
oh,
outline.
God,
It's
yeah.
real bad.
So it's like we're going in and out from Dawn stuff to like Joyce's sewing room or whatever the hell it was before.
And there's that beautiful picture I love of Buffy and Joyce together. Not the one on the wall, but the one that she picks up.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're on the bed. Who
Yes.
took that picture?
I don't know.
Wasn't Hank.
Oh,
But Dawn's popping in and out of that one too.
Yeah.
All of them. Any picture that you see of Dawn, she's popping in and out of.
Right. And so when she goes in Dawn's room, this is all happening again. She turns around and Dawn is there, and she's like, "Why are you in my room?" And Dawn is like popping in and out in the room, and Buffy's like loses it.
Demon!
You're not my sister. She attacks her. Oh,
Like right away.
like immediately.
Like, you want to think about it for a
for a
second?
second. Like maybe
Maybe there's a reason this is happening.
like she really reacted like harsh instantaneously, and tosses her up against the wall. Like she full on attacks her, and it's like,
Which I got to give Dawn credit for.
ooh, she did not back down.
Not for a second. She
She-
even jumped like,
Yeah, like there was a standoff. She
Yeah.
slammed up against the wall, and then she comes up and she's
Yep.
like, "All right, let's fucking do this."
I'm like, Dawn, she will kill you. Like,
Which-
easily.
Which from that point on, I give props to Michelle Trachtenberg for the way that she plays these scenes. Because after this, so Giles calls, and
That's what stops too, because
Yeah.
there might have been a throwdown.
Exactly.
Because Dawn she came right back up at her.
exactly
And then the phone rang, and that's what kind of tore them apart. I don't know what would have happened if Giles hadn't called.
Because so she's out of the trance now. Giles calls. He tells Buffy what he found out about what it is, Dagon Sphere. What the thing is like used to ward off something evil. I don't know. And so Buffy goes off to fight it. And so there's this moment where she hangs up with Giles, and he's like, "How'd the trance go?" And then she knows that Dawn is behind her, and she's like, "Nothing. It didn't work." And hangs up. And Dawn, and the way Michelle is playing this,
Super evil.
I know it, but
I didn't know what was going on
exactly.
anymore.
But like the beauty of it is that it could be taken as evil demon or kid sister.
Yep.
Like very equally.
Yep. It gave me pause.
Right.
So I actually thought, I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Because she's like, Buffy's like, "I'm leaving," and then she says, "Do you really think I care that you're the Slayer?"
No? Yes? You grown? You ain't grown.
Listen, bitch. I don't know. And then so, she's like, I'll be gone for an hour. And then she's like, "Mom will be back." She's like, "I'll be back first."
Okay.
Okay. So, and here comes the most glorious part of this episode.
Most glorious part. But again, you're in a hurry.
Why did she stop?
Stop having conversations when you're in a hurry.
You said you'd be back in an hour.
Before Mom. But this is...
And you're thinking this broad is evil, like a
Right.
demon. Like, it's like, and you're
Right.
gonna leave her there. But okay. So she walks outside and she notices Spike is behind a tree in her yard. Snatches him out.
punches him right away.
Don't take this personally, but wait, before she punches him though,
Hey, Buffy. It's so uncomfortable. Because as we all know by now, Buffy is starting to have some fever dreams.
or Spike is having these dreams
Some
about
fever
Buffy.
dreams about Buffy.
And so so now he's all like, he's like grade school kid, like, there she is. Hey Buffy. Hi.
And she's, oh, fuck, come on.
I'm like, I don't have time for this. What are you doing? Like, why are you here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk. Bitch.
I love
On the thumb, too.
bitch. And just like the snarl afterwards. It's like, oh, I got one left.
I don't know how she kept a straight face filming that.
Right?
Because it's perfect.
It's so perfect. And so, she's like giving him shit. And he's like, look, your house is directly between a lot of places in this
Parts
town.
and other parts.
I'm just out, I'm just doing my thing. And, I can't do it in the daylight because I'll burst into flames.
And you have stupid hair. And then he walks away. Like he amps up. So
You have stupid hair.
you have stupid hair.
And off he goes. She's like, okay. And then pause and hand down and to notice that there's like a pack of cigarette butts.
It's like a pack and a half. He's been there a while.
Dude, you've been there chain smoking for hours.
Yeah.
And still she's just like, eh. Now she's like, I don't have time for this.
But we do.
That's
Well,
Garza.
one of my favorite things we get from this is Riley's new nickname of Captain Cardboard.
That's right. I'm surprised that she wasn't more offended by that.
I know.
Out there shagging
Hey.
Captain Cardboard. You need some sense. What?
Where is this conversation going? And then we see that Dawn's watching her the whole time.
Evil demon
Yeah.
or just a kid sister?
Or just evil kid.
It's all the same.
I've seen the bad seed. The good son. What are you?
Oh God, yeah. This was a lot of a roller coaster ride the first time through. I remember watching this like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What are you?
It's like, now we don't. Okay. So Buffy gets to the warehouse. She finds the monk. And I do love this moment where she's like, oh, I'm going to help you. And she's untying him. And Gloria.
That's fantastic.
Gloria sneaks up
It's probably
behind her.
second to Spike's.
Yes, the
With
girl,
Joyce,
right?
yeah.
Yes, I love it. She's just like exaggeratedly sneaking up behind her and then tells Monk, shh. And and Buffy, because she's a pro. She's not new at this. And she turns around. She knows she snatches her up by her throat. Doesn't phase her.
Yeah.
And then Glory throws her across the room
Yeah.
against the wall, and we're all like, "Oh, okay.
Oh,
So this is going to be interesting."
come on, be honest. We were like, yes!
Get her!
Holy shit, somebody just beat up Buffy.
Get her!
Because at the end of the day, Buffy's overconfident
Yeah.
all the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's had some winning seasons. She's taken down every big bad that's come her way so far, but
Right.
that don't mean you walk in the conversation thinking you're going to win.
Exactly. She automatically is like, there's nothing that's going to beat me. Mm-hmm. This season,
guess what?
Things get a little bit hairy. Mm-hmm. So they fight. Ooh, do they fight?
Do they fight?
Ooh. And there's some quipping, but there's mostly just fighting and Buffy getting tossed around a lot. And
Glory quips just as good as Buffy does.
Yeah.
If not better.
Yeah, but it's also really great the way that, you know, as Buffy's starting to get a couple hits in, and then like she hits her in the face. It's just like, wait, you can't just go around hitting people. What are you, born in a barn?
Yes.
But as she's like, each punch that Buffy delivers to her face, like it doesn't really phase her. Like she's
No,
like she
not at
doesn't
all.
skip a beat, and she's like holding on a full conversation.
She's more offended
Yes.
that Buffy is messing up
Have
her
the
hair.
gall.
And yes. Do you not see the outfit?
So pissed.
And interspliced with this, we get everyone has left the magic box. Giles looks like he's going to faint and just pass out right in his chair.
Everyone's tired except Anya.
Anya's counting money.
She's like, "Woo! This is what you need to do. You need to get more crystal balls and mark it up 15%."
Giles, Anya. Like, you think he's going to yell at her.
Right.
And she just and finally she's like, do you want a job?
She's like, "Yes, please."
Thanks,
And
boss.
she's very happy.
Very happy.
Anya got a job.
She did. She got a good job, which keeps her relevant in the story.
Oh my God. Yeah. This is her place. This is where she needs to be. Otherwise, I mean, I couldn't imagine. It's a good thing Giles bought this because
Yeah.
we would have had to have seen her do customer service.
Right. Other than just being Xander's arm candy.
Yeah.
And she actually knows what she's talking about, which
Yeah.
this is a good thing for her.
Yeah, it's not just like some weird, just like, okay, you're here, you're a demon, you know stuff about this stuff. No, she's good with retail.
She's good with retail, and she actually knows magic stuff.
Right.
Sure, she probably tells customers too much.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that one of Sarah's stunt doubles in this episode is a dude.
Eh.
The one that gets thrown up against the wall and it crashes, when whoever that stunt double is turns around, their head's completely down, and it looks like a man.
All right then.
That's not her regular stunt double.
So I guess she was out that week.
Does not look like her regular stunt double.
We get back to the warehouse, and Buffy just doesn't really defeat Glory, but she gets the better of her enough to snatch the monk and take off
Snatch
with
up
him.
the monk and leave.
And Glory breaks a heel and throws a little tantrum, little hissy fit real quick, and then the warehouse collapses on her.
Because she starts stomping the floor in.
Yes.
Because she broke a heel.
Yes. Buffy's got this monk, and she's trying to she's answering questions. He spills the beans, basically. So we find out. I didn't think that Glory beat him so much as to where he was close to death, but
Neither did it. Well, so we're going to say that it was the torturing and all of that.
internal bleeding.
I think it was more Buffy threw his ass out of a window. And didn't they land on a car
I think
or something?
so. Yes. Yeah.
This is your fault.
He probably would have been okay.
Yeah.
So he has just enough breath in his dying body to basically give her all the pinpoints that she needs.
A 12-paragraph story.
Yes, of everything. So you need to find the key. Is what. But so he had a bunch of monks. There's some energy source that opens and closes a portal.
The fabric of
Time, space,
and everything.
Whatever.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's not good, folks. It's
So
bad.
Glory wanted it, and so what they needed to do was hide it. And so what they did was they took it, formed it, made it into a human, and then gave it to Slayer to protect with her life, because that's what they needed.
Because apparently there's a newsletter that says the Slayer can protect things better than any other
Right.
entity.
There's
Well,
nobody anybody else on this
Right.
entire globe
Right.
that was better suited for this job
Than her?
than Buffy.
Right?
Buffy Ann Summers.
So then here comes fan minds start rolling. Oh, Dawn's the key. Oh, you made all of these things. You fabricated all of these memories. Did you mess up Joyce's brain?
Because he says we built these memories, and Buffy's like, unbuild them.
Yeah, undo it.
Mom,
Undo it.
Because my mom's memories, and I'm sure, yeah. So it's the monk's fault.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But then there's a really sweet line where the monk is like, she doesn't know that.
She's an innocent. That's what he said. Yeah.
Because Buffy's kind of like,
You
she's
put that
the
thing in
worst.
my
Yes.
house?
And it's the worst.
Do you know she steals all of the toys out of the cereal?
I hate her. But she
That is
doesn't.
evil.
But it's not her fault. She doesn't know that she's not real.
Yes.
As far as she knows,
Right. It's all real.
it's all real.
So that's like.
That's when it hits Buffy that,
She's like, fuck.
man,
I can't kill it.
this job sometimes.
Yeah. So he managed right before he dies to hit all the important parts. What the key is, why it's important, and what Dawn is, and why she can't kill her.
Yes, most importantly, please don't kill her.
Oh, she's human. She's human. Buffy's like, what is it? She's human.
She's human
And an
now.
innocent. She doesn't know.
Right.
Doesn't know anything about this.
So she goes home and Dawn and Joyce are cuddling on the couch and
Dawn's a little pissy.
immediately she's like, I didn't do anything. And she runs off.
Which, yeah.
And Buffy's kind of like,
I deserve that, yeah.
I got it, you know. And she goes up to Dawn's room and they have a really sweet
It is. Like
conversation.
Buffy full on apologizes to her. And, you know, it's just a really sweet moment. And I
Dawn
think-
says that she has a dream where
Yes.
Buffy's adopted.
Right. You're like,
Howler monkeys.
So it explains your fashion sense and your smell. And Buffy trying to be the bigger person. So, well, you know what? You're not even real.
You're not real.
So yeah, and you know, and they have this little moment. There's apologies. There's understanding, and then Dawn is like admits that she's scared about what's happening with Joyce.
Yeah. And Buffy grows up.
Yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more. We see a little more grown up Buffy.
Because she now has something that she has to take care of.
Right.
It's not just a job. It's
Right. This is now family. 'Cause,
Yeah.
there's like moments where she like talks about how, or when she's talking to Dawn, she's like, oh yeah, you can't even take, you always do that ever since. And she starts to say some memory that they had, and it starts to hit her again, like, that's not real, but, oh,
you can see it on Dawn. She doesn't know. She's just a child. She's a bratty little child with gorgeous hair.
Yeah, she does have really good hair. So, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
We end on a lovely sister moment.
No. Duh, there's no song of the week.
No. There's none at all. There's no music. I don't even remember zero songs. The Burn. Pretty good one.
I do enjoy it. When Anya is in the midst of all of the chaos in the retail store after she's making sales, I think she says, please go now. But Xander's like, hey, you can't do that. This is how it's supposed to go. And Anya's like, but I have their money. Who cares what kind of day they have?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think we only had monks die. A lot of monk death.
There was a vampire.
Oh, yeah, at the beginning
Yeah.
that Buffy fought. And then monks.
Yep. 3 monks. 3
'Cause
full monks.
The mailman doesn't die.
That's what he was? He was a mailman?
I think he was a mailman.
Okay.
Or she eats a mailman at some other point.
I don't know. But this one does pass the Bechdel test. I just did that really small scene where Buffy and where Joyce and Dawn are discussing her nicknames, and Buffy has no nicknames. Buffy has no nicknames.
No.
You got random trivia.
Yeah, but it's not on my old school notes.
Dun dun dun.
So I have to find it. But you can tell
The
everyone.
original run of this episode attracted 6.4 million viewers. This is the highest rated episode of the season. Wow. This was the highest rated episode of the season?
Yep. And that's not a lot. 6.4 million. That is not a lot of viewers.
No.
But the show never got a lot of never got very high nicknames. Nicknames. I was reading as I was talking. Very high ratings, but that's WB and UPN and
Yeah, there's a lot of
CW. They
Yeah.
never get very high ratings.
right,
And yet they have the most intense fandoms.
right. I wonder what that is. What is it?
It's the last time you went to a Grey's Anatomy convention.
That's not gonna happen. All right. The moral of the story, as you said, was
Be nice to your siblings. It's not their fault that they were created.
yeah. You mentioned something else earlier. Was
That's-
this it? This is it. That was the moral that you said.
Oh no, that's my moral for the end of the story. But we said earlier is to read the room.
Yes.
Read the room, which Buffy does at the end
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
embracing Dawn.
Right. So yeah. So we had two morals: read the room and be nice to your siblings because it's not their fault they were created.
It's not. They didn't ask. Dawn didn't ask to be made.
Poor thing. That's just like the tale, the age old tale.
Of siblings. I hate you so much. I
I didn't ask to be
I
here.
didn't ask it. Neither did I. But I didn't ask for you either. I still win. Siblings.
Oh man, yeah, I tell you. And so I'm assuming like Joss or somebody was going through it with their family when this season was
They
created.
had to have been.
Because this one is
Where's it come from?
because this shit. So we got this one where it's like all about sibling rivalry basically, and then next week is family. When your family comes to town, it makes you fucking crazy.
That bearded man. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this family. Oh, this family.
So yeah, so next week we're gonna get into family, and you can. In the meantime, you have something to say to us. Call us at 412-385-7250, or you can record an MP3 file less than 2 minutes and email it to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. So in the meantime, read Marcella's blog.
Hello, Marcella.
And, she does reviews and all sorts of stuff. And there's also a fun Facebook page where you can check out things. If you are in Pittsburgh on September 30th, come and see us at Pittsburgh PodCon at Spirit in Lawrenceville. And until then, you can talk to us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale or me, Camila, at _Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcella at mspear7338.
All right. Once again, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Maureen, for calling in, and get at us with your deets so we can send you stuff. Until next time, gang.